Happy Monday night. It's going to be Motivational Monday. And I got a little story to tell you before I get into the motivational part and something really great that I read. I'm not going to get long and involved, but it's just really something that you're going to enjoy hearing about. Anyway, years ago, probably about close to 10 years ago, I was invited to a very swanky party, a 50th birthday party, by somebody that invited me to the party. And I didn't know the person that was having the 50th birthday. I didn't know him at all. I kind of had heard of him, but didn't really know him. Now, this was not celebrity oriented, because those parties, that's a whole other Facebook Live. You want to know about that stuff. Anyway, I just knew it was going to be quite the, big deal of a party. And it was at a home and up in an area in Los Angeles with very, very swanky homes. So it was the kind of thing where you had to park at the bottom of the hill, get the valet to take you in a golf cart up to the estate. That whole thing. So it was really kind of pretty cool. So we got there pretty much on time. We weren't late arrivers, and it was a big Moulin Rouge theme with acrobats and fire eaters and flamethrowers, you name it. It was at this party. And it was like, whoa, this is like a serious party. Lo and behold, the gentleman turning 50 was none other than Grant Cardone. And as I said, I had heard of the name, and I knew at the time he did a lot of work with the automotive industry and helping salespeople in the automotive industry. And that's where he started, doing a lot of stuff in Detroit. He hadn't really branched out the way he is now. He was pretty much staying within the sales industry. So he was absolutely charming, and pictures were taken, and his lovely wife was just so gracious. She even learned how to, I think it was fire dance, with twirling a baton with fire for that evening, for the festivities, as a special birthday gift for him. That was, I thought, bold. But anyway, the party was not to be believed. It would knock your socks off. And it wasn't really, filled with celebrities, but it was quite the party. And I'm talking hundreds and hundreds of people were there. And you never felt like it was crowded because the house was humongous. Anyway, so let's now fast forward. So at the end of the evening, Grant gave us all a book in which he had signed. This book had just come out, and he had signed it. So recently, I'd been hearing his name a lot. You know how one of those things when you are thinking about getting a red car, and then all of a sudden that's all you see is a red car on the highway? Well, his name keeps coming up, and I thought, where is that book? And I was hoping I hadn't put it in the pile to give to the library. Anyway, I found it, so I was so excited, so I'm rereading it. It's a skinny little book, but I came across a chapter. This is making the long story long, but I hope you're enjoying it. And, I will tell more about that party some other time. I came across a chapter in here that I really think is so important for us to remember. And it was a good little reminder for myself today about attitude. And having a great attitude is more than having a great product or service. When I say product, I mean product or service. Because it's more about the experience you are giving the person. And here are a couple of quotes, and I'm going to have to put my glasses on, too, for these, so, forgive me, but I can't say. People will pay more for an agreeable, positive, and enjoyable experience than they will for a great product or service. They want to feel good. That's a pretty, bold statement. And then he goes on in this chapter talking about how people really want to feel good. Hence why A lot of people will spend most of their check, even if they're far into debt, on entertainment, right? Because it makes them feel good. Movie tickets are astronomical right now. They're crazy, right? But people will still go and do it for the experience. It will make them feel good, and everybody wants to feel good. It's easy for a buyer to say no to a product or to a company, but it's extremely difficult to say no to a positive experience with another human being. So this is good for any of you that are coaches or consultants that have a service. It's all about that relationship building, and we get drilled with that night and day. But it really just, this one really hit home today. When something makes you feel good, you want more of it, right? When you eat chocolate cake, if you love chocolate cake, or you have a glass of wine, or whatever it is that you love, you want more because it makes you feel good. Same difference. People want that experience. This is why people do things that aren't good for them, because for a moment or two, it may have made them, feel good. Okay? So sometimes we do, indulge a little bit too much. But then, we have to pay the piper on that one. So they want to spend money on not necessarily what they need. It's what makes you feel good. Think about it. Think about something that recently you purchased. You probably didn't need it. You could have been in one of the big box stores. I know one of mine that is just, I go in there and it's like all heck breaks loose. Filling up my cart with stuff I don't particularly need. But I want it, and I know it's going to make me feel good that I'm going to buy it. But it's not necessarily what I need. So it's that experience that you have. And that same goes with products and services. So, with closing words here, never let anyone convince you that people won't pay more for a great attitude and great service. The ability to be positive at all times, whether you're winning or losing, is the one thing that will ensure you're a winner in the end. Attitude is senior to it all. And he loves positive people and finds them irresistible. And I'm sure you do too, if you think about it. And when you're positive, people will think you are irresistible. When you have a positive attitude. And think about people that you dealt with in, even if you have a service person come to the house. If they've got a great positive attitude, they're not grumbling, it makes the whole experience so much better. You want to stay with that cable company or whatever, because we always get so mad we're like ready to bolt out of a cable company. But if you've got somebody on the other end of a phone, a customer service that's really positive, and you're mad as a hornet, you want to stay because they're really being positive. So be irresistible and have a good attitude. Okay, I hope that helped today. Is that a good little pep talk today? I hope it was. But I'm going to be rereading this book. And I hope you all had a great day, great Monday. I'm Lori Ann Robinson, fashion consultant in health and wellness, entrepreneur. It was a little dreary in Los Angeles again today. And by Los Angeles standards, it was like the dead of winter. It was in the 60s today. That's Cinderella meowing. In the 60s today. So most people would have fireplaces going, Ugg boots on, and parkas. Truly. And I did see that today. Not carrying around fireplace, but I just saw I smelled the fireplaces on. Because that's LA for you. Hopefully it'll get turned back around because, yeah. When I see Ugg boots, but that's a whole other Facebook Live. I'll talk about those. Okay, everyone, have a good evening. I'm rambling. All right, take care. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.